Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Forza Horizon 3 straight line speed build in particular, though I must admit, a lot of these tunes turn out to have really good handling as well anyway, and this is definitely one of those, because the Integra is such a great handling car already. It's, as I've said before, probably my favourite JDM car, I think, overall. I love the FDR X7, but I've got to give the edge to the DC2. In particular, though, the Honda. I do not like the projector headlamps on this version, to be honest, at all. But that's the version that we've got to work with, the Acura version. So, as far as upgrades, this is, as I've said before, on a number of my JDM tunes, not a tune for purists. If you are a VTEC purist to the standard DC2 engine, this is not for you. Because we fitted it with the 2-litre Civic Type R engine, so it's still a VTEC, and I want to quickly shout out that somebody did say to me a while back that it was a Civic engine. I corrected them and thought that it was the Celica VVTi engine. I was wrong, it was the Civic, so thank you for that. We all make mistakes, so that was mine. And it is a Civic engine, of course, an EP Civic. Now, that is the engine conversion that I would recommend. Of course, as I said, purists might not like that, but then again, they probably won't like all-wheel drive either, and I've also fitted that. Of course, you don't have to. You'll get similar top-end speed with front-wheel drive, so by all means, if you want to keep the front-wheel drive, then you can do that. But of course, it won't be as quick off the line. But that pretty much goes without saying. Now, as far as the aspiration, I would recommend the single-turbo conversion. For the visuals, of course, taking off the wing, changing the rims, that's all down to you. I have fitted an anti-roll cage, or a roll cage, not an anti-roll cage, to this car, but not the racing one. So it's not the full roll cage, it's more the chassis rigidity, body rigidity in general. I think it's the stage 2 that I went for. Mainly for the handling, and it increases the car class level. So as I've said before, you don't necessarily need that for straight line performance, but I have opted for it. As far as the rest, you know the drill. Increase the power as much as you can, lower the weight as much as you can, fit everything with race in the title, like diff, gearbox, tyres, all that kind of good stuff. Then, for the performance of the car, at least according to the benchmark, and of course we'll test it in a second, but 2.1 to 60 is pretty impressive, 4.4 to 100 is kind of more impressive to me, and the top speed of 242 is excellent as well. Now, as far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 3.3. Then, as you can see, the individual gears aren't too much different to stock. 2.89 for first, then 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95 and 0.76. Then, as far as alignment, we've got neutral camber and toe, unless of course you want to have some. 4 degrees of caster. You could take that lower, but as I said, the handling is pretty excellent on this car. For the anti-roll, we've got that on 27 and 31. Springs on 157, 133, and I've opted for the lowest ride height front and rear. As far as dampers, we've got those on 15, 11, 7 and 5. Aero doesn't apply, even though you do have the rear wing. It's not an adjustable one. And for the diff, we've got 100% on acceleration, 0 on decel. And for this particular car, I've opted for a 75% split in favour of the back end. You lose a fraction of 0 to 60 time compared to a 70% split, but it improves the handling a lot, so I would recommend it. Now, this tune is on my storefront. It is a slightly slower one, so I can't guarantee how long it will be on there. If it proves successful, then I'll keep it up. If it doesn't get that many downloads, then I won't. So if you want it and you're watching this near the time of release, check it out, see if it's still there. But of course, you can still follow the tutorial either way. So that's it for the tune. Now, of course, all that remains is to take it out on the street to see if it can actually hit that speed. Now, it pretty much goes without saying that this is not the kind of JDM car which would typically be used for top-end speed. It's no Supra, it's no RX-7, it's no NSX, but against stuff like the Civic, the RX-8, to some degree, it can take on more that level of JDM car, and of course with the Integra it's more about the all-round package rather than just the straight line speed. The handling on this thing is fantastic, and as you can see from this replay, with a little bit of a rewind because of traffic, you can get it to go even higher than the benchmark. A little bit higher, about 243. It can comfortably get you up around the high 230s, 238-ish, With a little bit of a longer road, you can get it over 240. It's more comfortable around the 240 region than going higher though. But overall, if you do decide to use this tune or some variation of it, or of course get it from a storefront, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and there are hundreds more tunes on the channel to check out. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.